If you could trade lives with Larry the Cable Guy, would you?
No.
Why?
Because then you'd have to be Larry the Cable Guy.
What's wrong? Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I mean, like...
Are you just so much better than Larry the Cable Guy?
No, it's just, I like being me. I like my mom.
Oh, okay.
He still has heartburn. I'd have to take Prilosec all the time. Unless he's kidding us in those commercials. Ooh.
Does he actually do...
Yeah, he does those.
Oops.
Whoops.
He does Prilosec commercials?
Yeah.
If you got heartburn, I'll tell you what, you need to get Prilosec.
You know what?
Get her done.
That's shockingly like what it's like. I mean, almost word for word.
I eat ribs every day, and I love it. But I'll tell you what, one more thing about how much ribs I eat, a lot.
Prilosec.
Eat Prilosec.
Eat Prilosec? I don't-
Consume Prilosec.
Almost positive he doesn't phrase it like that. Consume Prilosec. What is this, They Live? Obey Prilosec.
Buy! Sell! It's a bear market on Prilosec.
This is your god.
Prilosec is what you worship. If you go to a football sports game and you run out of chips, eat Prilosec.
You know what?
It'll bring you joy.
It's brilliant. It's a brilliant fucking thought. Hadn't thought of that even once.
You buy Prilosec.
Eat Prilosec.
Got
God.
loads of calories.
And it'll give you a heartburn like crazy.
If you have too much, I get heartburn.
Wow, you knocked yourself out because of my little spikies.
Oh, too bad, because I'm blocking you.
I'm Larry the Cable Guy. Fuck you, Dan. Fuck you.
How many different characters are gonna say fuck you to me today?
Your
I had Pee Wee Herman last episode.
victory is giving me heartburn. That's why I use Prilosec.
Oh my god.
Because it gives me less heartburn, but I still have it.
I had Super Soakers.
Oh.
Those were my jams.
Oh, yeah.
I mean...
Back when they used to have like the big like tank on the top.
The Super Soaker 200?
Yeah.
Yeah, those were insane.
Another like XP 68,000
Yeah.
Sludge Master.
Oh god. Have we ever talked about the Ooze Master or whatever that thing was
Oh
called?
yeah, the Oozinator.
The Oozinator.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, where it definitely, watch that commercial with the Oozinator. It looks like kids are getting jizzed on.
Yeah, with the kid who's just like,
like-
and the kid's like, yeah, like pumping his fucking. Because that's what you have to do. You have to pump it while it's shooting.
Of course you do.
So it's like, yeah, you're getting covered in goo.
Oh god. I'm glad we're friends.
Do you think like the kids who are playing with it are like, something feels really right about this, and they just can't stop? They're like, wow, oh, fuck, I love this.
I love it too.
What is this feeling I have inside me?
It's just the Oozinator, brah.
Maybe that's what they were hoping to tap into.
Next time I'm with a lady of the evening, I think I will refer to my dick as the Oozinator and see how that goes over.
A lady of the evening,
Yeah.
as opposed to a lady of the day.
Well, it could be a lady of the day, depending.
so,
But I work. I have a 9-to-5 job. there was some kind of like board game or like maybe some kind of toys where they looked like burgers and hot dogs and other like food things, and they were army men. They were like army burger fast food things, and they would like throw grenades at each other and shit. And like the commercial was like a claymation
On
thing.
their own?
Yeah, I don't know.
You bought them and they were like, man down!
Well, no, that's it. They didn't.
We got fried food over here!
They didn't do shit. Like they were just action figures. But like the commercial was claymation, and it made it look like they were really alive. And like there were tons of examples of like kids like crying and like because like they bought the things and they didn't talk and shit. And it
What?
Yeah, and it ended up going like to a high court, and that was like one of the instrumental things that like determined that like advertising could not like bring shit to life. It couldn't falsely advertise what the toys could do.
No way.
Yeah, so like when you'll notice like when Barbie or like My Little Pony or whatever becomes like cartoonish and alive, like in the in commercials now, there always has to be like a sparkle wipe that shows you're clearly going to like cartoon land, you know?
Oh.
Yeah. So there's that like
Sparkle. What?
Yeah.
I am Barbie. Barbie's overpriced plastic town.
oh god.
He's mean green. Just like those horrible fucking smoothies that I drink sometimes.
And the Pittsburgh Steeler player from the 70s.
What, really?
Mean Joe Green? You never saw those famous commercials? It's one of the most famous commercials of all time. It's like a kid, it's from the 70s. It's a kid like...
Oh, and he's got like the Pepsi or whatever?
Yeah, he's like, can I have some of your Coke? And Mean Joe Green's like, yeah, fucking alright. And then he gives him the Coke and then he tosses him the jersey. He's like, hey, kid. Sorry, that's... It's not a racist... Never
You're
mind.
being mean to Mean Joe Green.
Well, no, like that was the point because like he was such a fucking awesome football player and so like brutal on the field that like the idea of him being like nice to a kid was like a big deal.
Hey kid, I'm a computer. Help compute.
Hey kid, here's a jersey. Stop all the downloading.
I don't know much about Pepsi.
And then Family Guy did that great version of it where he like tosses him the jersey and then tosses him his pants, socks, and underwear. And the kid's like,
Hey kid. That's really funny. Now I want to watch the original and I hope he sounds exactly like
he sounds nothing like that. He sounds like a normal human being.
that. Hey kid. I want him to sound like, hey kid, you want my jersey? it's like the most unsubtle version on the fucking on the nose. Hey kid, I'm gonna throw my jersey to you now. Yeah, surprise! To thank you for the kind gift of you giving me Pepsi, my favorite drink.
Oh yeah, that's right. The kid gives him the soft drink, not the other way around.
Have you ever seen that commercial? I can't remember what the hell it's for. But like a quarterback in football gets knocked out, and like the trainers come over to him, and they're like, "You all right, son?" He's like, "Yes." And they're like, "How many fingers am I holding up?" He's like, 3. And they're everything's fine. You can continue with your story. The quarterback gets knocked out, and the trainers come over, and they're like, how many fingers am I holding up? He's like, 3. And they're like, what's the score? And he's like, 29-27. They're like, what's your name? I'm Batman. Okay.
I think I do remember that actually.
It was really funny.
I'm Batman.
He like gets up and runs back on the field.
I love how I'm Batman is simultaneously the most badass and also hilarious thing you could utter. I'm Batman.
Boy, who would want to live their whole goddamn life on that one rock?
Yeah. It's the size of Papa John's house.
Am I right?
You wanna see
That
him?
guy seems like a dick.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't.
Well, he got in trouble like a day ago for saying bad words.
Yeah. For dropping N-bombs.
Yeah.
And making shitty pizza. But I think one is worse than the other.
Have you ever? Okay, I have to stop the episode. Have you ever seen that fucking that promo video he did where he was like, it was like, I'm just like everyone else, or he's like, I'm gonna order a Papa John's pizza right now, and it's like his house, but it's actually his house, and it's a fucking palatial mansion.
Of course,
And
he's
he's
rich
just
as
like,
shit.
I just like to hang out here with my kids, you know, just hang out because I'm a normal guy like you guys. And meanwhile, he's walking by like Grecian columns and shit.
I'm just here at my house. No minorities, please.
And then he answers
Anyway,
the door.
buy more pizza and get out.
He answers the door to the delivery guy who's like terrified.
Appreciate you.
Oh, thank you.
Have a great day.
And there's your
Thanks for
Coke,
coming
sir.
by. And Matt just made history. He's the first delivery driver to Papa John's worldwide.
And he's just like, here's your pizza, sir. And he's like, nothing like a little Papa John's. Anyway, here. I think he tips him like $1 or something. He like walks out. I don't think he tips him at all, actually.
I don't know. Maybe he did it off camera.
Oh man,
Yeeps.
it's fantastic. Anyway, go look up that video. It's fucking hysterical.
Cool.
I got my best friend, my helper, my son Bo.
Bo's in the house.
I was watching some like 50s commercials the other day, and I came across this compilation of like only McDonald's commercials.
Okay.
From like the 50s, and there was one that was hilarious. It was talking about like all the different. It was talking about the cheese, and it was just like, oh yeah, naturally made cheese and this and that and blah blah blah. And I'm like, oh, delicious. And then it's like thin enough to melt across the bun, and it's like, okay. And then it's like sharp enough so you know it's there.
What?
And I was like, so the selling point of your cheese is that you know that there's cheese on it.
Yeah. You know it exists. Good for— oh, sir, you walked into the wrong situation. As did you, madam.
The old McDonald's slogan was
That he had a farm?
no, it was it was like nothing closer than home or something like that.
Really?
Yeah.
That's weird.
Or like it was like closest thing to home. I think that's what it was.
Oh, this could be awkward.
Remember, kids, if you fall off the rail, you die. You just die. You float in space,
Yeah.
and since you're sitting in your little car, you get a little bit of oxygen, so you can think a little bit about your inevitable demise.
Oh god, there was that like don't drink and drive commercial from a long time ago where like they would have it was I can't remember, some old arcade style video game, but it's like a guy and a girl in a red sports car, and they crash the car and it flips over, and it's like game over, and then the PSA guy comes over and he's like, in real life you don't get another quarter.
Yes.
Don't drink and drive. Do you remember that shit?
I do remember that.
I was like, you know what? I got the message. That shit fucking hit home. You put it in a language I can understand. Meanwhile, I drank nothing
Executive.
but like milk until I was like 19. And I was like, I think I'll try a beer once.
Yeah. No. Honestly, I think a lot of those ads worked on me.
Yeah. Like,
that-
this is your brain on drugs and stuff.
Yeah. Well,
Except I think that eggs are delicious, and I was like, I'd love to make my brain more delicious.
I just remember the ad with the kids, and he's like over, and he's like, my dad's not home. You want to see his gun? And he's like, no. And he like pulls out his gun.
Oh,
And
yeah.
he's like, yeah, you want to play with it? And he's like, no. And then he's just like, wait. And then he shoots him, and it's like, don't play with guns.
Yeah, the screen goes black.
Yeah.
Like, that was super fucking intense.
And I was like, man, I'm not going to play with a gun.
Yeah.
And fuck.
And fuck
You. A 1, a 2.
3.
Fucking sound effect.
Oh, yeah.
So iconic.
God, what? When do you think that commercial came out? We're talking about the Tootsie Roll commercial with Mr. Owl.
Tootsie Pop.
Yes, sorry. And Mr. Turtle.
Yeah. Mr. Owl.
Isn't that weird that, like, he first asks Mr. Turtle how many licks it takes to get to the center of a Tootsie Roll Pop, and he's like, I don't know, ask Mr. Owl. And, like, there's no fucking point for that.
I never even thought about it.
They could have just started the commercial with the Mr. Owl.
That's so true.
I never questioned it.
I don't know.
Fucking ask someone else, dick.
The fucking whole commercial is...
Oh, that's right. I forgot there's a cult in this game.
Really?
Yeah.
Straight Down Death,
Straight down death, y'all.
starring Steven Seagal and Jay-Z.
Yeah.
Rated R.
For retarded.
Rated R starts Friday.
Take a piece for the whole seat, but you don't need the edge.
What the fuck did you just say? Whoa!
It's the monster truck rally thing. Ticket pays for the whole seat, but you'll only need the edge. But like, it's always better when you fucking like ticket pays for the whole seat, but you only need the edge.
Oh my god, that's so funny! Ticket pays for the whole seat, but you only need the edge. That's like fucking poetry, dude.
Oh, it's genius.
Wow.
I
Is
love-
that from a real commercial?
Oh yeah, of course. They always used to say that shit.
But you only pay for the
I'm gonna let that float gently by.
He just breaks. Ticket pays for the whole seat, but you don't have the And they're like, Charlie. He like falls over Blue.
Turbo Surge!
Go pay for the
Turbo Surge!
You know what I used to have a lot of fun doing when I was younger?
What's that?
I used to like to take like quotes from something
Right.
and then speed them up and slow them down in repetition.
Okay.
So like I'd be like, take a pace for the edge, 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 take a pace for the edge.
That's really good. Damn.
And then take a pace for the edge, take a pace for the edge.
That's a really cool like voice acting trick. Whoa! I don't remember these guys. Yeah, come on.
Pace to the
Your fucking face. Oh, I wish the good folks at home could see your face right now. Wow. Do you ever... Alright, I'll let this resolve, I guess. It's actually super impressive now. Damn, dude. You okay? Oh my god, dude. I'm so...
Woo!
I'm jealous.
I'm a little lightheaded.
I'd imagine so. I'm jealous of the people at home who got to like watch how many seconds that actually was. Because I'm dying to know.
We have a counter.
Oh yeah, I wasn't paying attention though.
You're not liking this? I think this is getting significantly more awesome as time goes on.
Dude, I'm loving it. Just like the McDonald's slogan. I'm loving it.
That's do you remember the McDonald's slogan before that?
Have it your way.
No, that's Burger King. McDonald's was, we love to see you smile. And it was not an effective ad campaign because people determined that the employees at McDonald's did not, in fact, love to see you smile.
Really?
Yeah, they were pretty ambivalent. Nice. Nicely done. Perfectly timed.
Really?
You don't
People
remember-
were like, you don't love to see you me smile.
We love to see you smile. And people were like, they don't fucking give a shit.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I'm loving it, I guess it's just more like,
It just doesn't mean anything.
yeah.
So, like, there's no way to really, like, quantify whether it's accurate or not. What?
Do you think there are people who that always is the thing about slogans?
Mm-hmm.
They're so cheesy and over the top that I always wonder if there's someone out there that's like, they eat McDonald's and then they're just like, I'm loving it.
Yeah, and, like, just without, you mean non-ironically?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Completely non-ironically.
There's gotta be.
Get me up there. Get me up there.
Well, I know every time we're at Subway together, you're like, God, I love eating fresh.
Yeah, it really is fresh when
That's
they
actually not.
leave it out in the warm fucking open air. Their mayonnaise tub,
Yeah.
and they stick a
Do you have 8 rubbery pieces of steak, please?
they fucking
I was feeling like eating fresh today.
stick a big silver knife in it and spread.
Do you have anything that's like 1 degree fresher than the hot dogs that have been rolling around in 7-Eleven for fucking 8 hours?
Oh, that's true.
Oh,
Yeah,
God,
they do
those are
roll around.
disgusting.
Do they even clean those?
no, I believe they're the same hot dogs, like, for days on end. Live, baby, live! Now that the night is over!
I don't think I've ever heard any of that song aside from the new sensation part. 'Cause
Oh.
it's in like yogurt ads and shit.
I gotta hold on, a new sensation, a new sensation.
Put some sprinkles on your yogurt.
Right now,
There's a spoon under the lid.
Food on the bottom, rock on top. Oh, next time on Game Grumps.
Oh, next time we go to fight this boss. I don't know
Yeah,
what
we're
it
doing
is.
it.
Food on the bottom. Rock on top. Have you ever seen that?
No.
Fucking like it's like a commercial for a game design institute, like game programming institute, and it's like some kids they're playing games, and then like their boss comes in and they're like, "How's it going with this level?" And he's like,
boss things.
we need to tighten up the graphics on level 3, and yeah, we'll get back to you. And she's like, "Great," and then they're like, "Can you believe we get paid to do this?"
Oh my god, that's awesome. I have to see that.
Oh yeah, it's like classic fucking pandering 90s commercial.
Yeah. Yeah, we can believe you get paid for fucking designing video games.
Yeah.
We make a living playing them. The world has gotten cooler since the 90s, I'll tell you what.
Yeah. It's really hard
Yeah.
to make video games.
Oh,
All right?
it actually is, I'm sure.
It's not like fucking like, oh man, we're just playing video games all day. I'm gonna tighten up the graphics by playing a video game.
Yeah. Whoa.
Chill out.
Oh.
You know,
Just
Mario?
take myself out of this equation.
You know, Mario?
Oh, Aaron, can you tighten up the playing on level 6?
I'll do my, you know what? I'll do my best. Can you believe we get paid to do this? I can eat at Tony's Italian restaurant. I used to have this back in Florida. There's this place called Sal's. It was an Italian restaurant, and they had like a local commercial that ran on like local stations, and the guy who made the store, Sal's, decided to play like every male part in the commercial. And the plot of the commercial is there's this guy, and he's having a girl coming over, but he doesn't know how to cook, so he calls Sal's to deliver.
Okay.
And then they show up and they deliver it, and he like serves her the food, and then it's like, you know, she's like, "Ooh, your cooking's amazing."
Is
And he's
Sal
like,
the girl, too?
No.
Oh, okay, thank God.
Only the male characters. And then, you know, she's like, "Your cooking's amazing," and he's like, "Thanks, Sal's." But anyway, he fucking orders the food, and he's like, "All right, here's the food," and then the delivery man comes, and it's him. And then he's like, "Delivery, Sal's Restaurante," and you know, he's not an actor.
Right. Oh boy, that's not good.
And
That's not good.
my brother and I used to just make jokes that he was like the pizza box. He opens up the pizza box and he's inside. He's like, "Pizza's here."
The pizza box is his mouth, like, ah.
And he like sits down in the chair and he's like, chair time.
That's ridiculous. That was a Florida thing?
Yeah.
I love public access commercials.
Sal's was fucking delicious though, man. That was a great Italian restaurant.
Really?
Yeah, if you're ever in the West Palm Beach area, go check out Sal's.
Maybe I will be.
Yeah.
Remember the original Legend of Zelda, where you make the, what are the Triceratops? The Dodongos?
Dodongos.
Yeah, when you make them eat the bombs, and they're like, oh!
Yeah. And that little moment, yeah.
Like indigestion.
Yeah, where they're like, "Oh, pass the Pepto."
I can't believe I ate the whole thermonuclear device.
Was that like an old Pepto-Bismol commercial?
Oh,
I
yeah.
can't believe I ate the, because it sounds familiar.
Yeah, it's a very classic Alka-Seltzer commercial, I think.
Oh.
It's just an old guy, like sitting on the edge of his bed in like a wife beater at night. It's like late at night, and he's like, "I can't believe I ate the whole thing." It's just one of those things where like my grandma, like, I'm sure it's like 35 years old now, but when she
Yeah.
talks about it, she still like chuckles, you know? So, I mean, advertising is super effective.
Oh, totally. Actually, Alka-Seltzer is one of my favorite like marketing stories, because I guess the product itself wasn't very successful. Because they sold it and did it like by the tablet.
Mm-hmm.
But then when they decided to couple in two, and then sell it with the like sound effect, you know?
Yeah.
Then it was like it was hugely successful.
Plop, plop, fizz, fizz, motherfucker.
sold-
I almost dropped an N-bomb. I was like, whoa! I just meant to get very rappy, but like, I was like, uh-oh, that can't work.
But yeah,
Plop, plop, fizz, fizz, motherfucker.
and then obviously they sold more Alka-Seltzer, and since they were selling them two at a time,
Yeah.
it was
Yeah, dude, my mom still remembers like advertisements from when she was like 5 years old, from like the early 50s.
Advertisements.
Yeah. Like there's this God, what was he called? It's like a weird looking dog puppet.
Triumph the Insult Comic Dog.
No, the great 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 grandfather of Triumph. But it's like it was
You piece of shit.
it's for Nestle's chocolate, and he's like, the song is Nestles, Nestle's makes the very best, and then the dog is like, chocolate. And my mom still laughs like when she talks about it. I'm sure now, like if you watch it, it's like all black and white and what the fuck.
I love Sugar Bear. He's my favorite old commercial.
Sugar Bear.
Yeah.
What was he? Golden
It was
Crisps?
Smacks.
Honey Smacks.
Yeah. or
No, that was Dig 'em.
Sugar Smack. Well, that was before Dig 'em.
Really?
Yeah. Just look up Sugar Bear and you'll find it. It's the same cereal.
It's gonna take me to a pimp. I just know it. No, that's I'm thinking of Huggy Bear.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sugar Bear is high as fuck.
Oh yeah, I remember he had the half-open eyes.
Yeah. And he's just like, oh man, whatever. And he just
Shit,
fucking
baby.
and then he's just like, oh, gotta get my Sugar Smack. So whatever.
Golden Crisp.
Golden Crisp.
Whoa. All right, Golden Crisp history. I think this has changed a bunch of times. Let's see.
Gotta get my Golden Crisp.
Oh, this is right from the Golden Crisp website. Under Sugar Bear's legacy of cool.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, he was quote unquote cool.
No.
Not quote unquote high as fuck all the time.
You fucking know it. Like, and he's got like in the 90s version, he's got the backwards cap.
There's a 90s version?
Yeah, check this out.
Oh my god. What the fuck? Oh, baby.
That's hilarious.
Sugar Bear.
Damn. Sorry, I made you look at Sugar Bear. That was probably my fault. It's whatever
It's like weirdly difficult.
whatever the cereal is. It's just puffed wheat coated in honey.
It's the same thing as Smacks.
Yeah.
It's exactly the same thing as Smacks.
That is fucking
It's
crazy.
like puffed oat,
Super
fucking
Golden Crisp.
glazed in sugar.
Yeah. Wow.
It has
Fantastic.
that weird flavor when you fucking eat it with milk. It's like that dry flavor. Oh, you don't have to. He doesn't have to suck it up. You just throw it at him.
Really?
Well, that makes things way easier.
Yeah.
Man, this fucking music, bro.
It's so intense.
Getting me pumped as shit.
Farfel. That's the dog. That's the fucking
Farfel?
Farfel the dog. Oh my god, he's so crazy looking.
Oh,
He
let's
looks
see.
like something from Five Nights at Freddy's.
Let me see him.
Hold on. I'm just gonna play it. Oh my.
Wasted?
Weightless.
Hey, Farfel.
Oh, that was a. Whoa, that's the space version.
Whoa.
Yeah, never mind. That was... Wow. I hope what other like foreign alien civilizations try to contact us, that's not the first thing they hear. They're gonna be like, let's keep moving.
They seem to worship this food they call chocolate.
Actually, that's not entirely untrue.
Yeah. Chocolate. I gotta have my chocolate.
Oh, Farfel.
You remember what was it? Pops.
Yeah.
I gotta have my Pops.
Yeah. And they just fuck over their friends for
Yeah.
corn pops.
It was just like a textbook like schizophrenic paranoid attack.
Yeah.
Where it's like, no, Larry's gonna come around and I can't, and I gotta have those Pops. and then the guy's just like, dude, I'll just give you the Pops. And he's like, you gotta have my Pops. Darn it.
Yeah, they play the Jaws theme.
Yeah.
So weird.
But I'd also be on a very hard sugar buzz from too many corn pops.
Corn Pops.
Dude, gotta have my pops.
Darn it. Dude, I remember that.
Yeah, yeah.
They were always just like, whoa, chill the fuck out, NES. I'm getting really far in this. I don't want you screwing up on me.
Easy now.
Fucking, it was that fucking, what was it? Every commercial was always like, I'm at the lunchroom and I really want, I'm so excited about my corn pops, but then Cindy goes ahead of me and I'm okay with that because Cindy's cool and all, but then she goes in and she takes the last pops and I don't know what I'm gonna do if I don't have my pops and I gotta, and it's like, and then they just explode.
Well, that's a very common thing in advertising, like whether, I mean, that's the kid version, so it's just like a girl online and stuff, but like guys choosing like products over women is a big, like beer commercials do it a lot. Like the super sexy girl and the guy's like, well, maybe not, there's this beer to drink. I'm like, that is fucking stupid. Who the fuck would do that?
Okay. Opinion time.
Yeah, sure.
Gross pissy water.
Okay.
Wonderful sex.
Yeah. Let me think about this.
Think very hard. It's a hard decision.
Will the gross pissy water still be there, just fucking sitting around in my fridge after the amazing sex?
Absolutely.
Gross pissy water. Taking it.
You made the right choice, my friend. Budweiser.
Ding! Oh man, wouldn't that be amazing if Game Grumps was just like a 2-year-long ruse to sell Bud Light?
Then fucking Miller Lite like calls us up and is like, "What the fuck?
Yeah,
We've been trying to get. This is bullshit."
Dude, yeah, Miller.
We have been emailing you back and forth for fucking months.
Miller is disgusting. I actually, that time I was telling you about when I got arrested, when I was in college for having beer on me. Like we were carrying tons of beers to a party and the cops stopped us.
And they spilled.
No. They, but like the cops became our friends by the end of the night because they could tell we were just dumb kids, you know? And, the last thing, it was all like Miller, like all Miller beers. And like as we're leaving like the station, the cop like leans out and he's like, "Hey, boys," this was Boston, of course. "Hey, boys there, not for nothing, but, all Miller?" I was like, really? You make fun of our beer choices? My friend was like, "It was cheap!"
That was shit. And he just like breaks down crying right there.
That was a funny night. That was a very interesting evening.
The cop said Miller was gross. It's my favorite beer.
I never got into beer enough to have a favorite.
I hate beer. Oh!
Oh my god, you know what I just thought of?
What?
Do people do kids today know about the Energizer Bunny?
Yeah, he's still a thing.
Is he still?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, thank God. But they definitely probably don't remember like how it started, like that first commercial.
No. Just keep going.
Yeah. It all started like in the late 80s. Like there was like a line of little drummer rabbits, and they had like little snare drums, and they were all blue, and they were like, and they're all battery operated, and one by one they come to a stop because the battery dies, and then the Energizer Bunny comes out with his bass drum and his sunglasses, and he's like, doof, 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 doof. He's like, "Just fuck you other bunnies, fuck you." And they were like, "It keeps going and going." And then I think they were the first to do this actually. They would have like other types of commercials, like it would be like an orange juice commercial, like, "Mom, pass the orange juice." Like, "I love this orange juice." And then the bunny would come in like, doof, doof, doof. They're like, "Still going." Energizer. That shit was pretty revolutionary for the time.
What was the one moment I remember I said I wanted to be an animator? It was, I think I've said this before, it was Beast Wars. I was watching Beast Wars and I just had that epiphany. I was like, wait, people are doing this for a job. This cartoon has to come from some. This is a job.
Yeah.
And then I was like, and then I saw that Nickelodeon thing where it was like the Aerial Monsters.
Yeah.
I think we talked about this. You saw it as well, and it totally made you want to do it.
That was the thing that made me want to be a voice actor.
And that's the thing that made me want to be an animator.
Yeah.
Because I was like, it was the guys. I don't know if anyone would have been old enough to see this. I mean, there's sure some of you were, but it was like this. What's the word, like commercial thing in between some shows.
Interstitial,
yeah. And it was basically like if you work in animation, you don't ever have to grow up. And like shooting Nerf guns, and we're like,
Oh my god, that's exactly what they said in the commercial.
Yes, it was.
You don't ever have to grow up.
And they shot Nerf guns. I was like, you don't? That's awesome. And I remember that. I
Just
remember
the
going
shooting
like,
the Nerf gun scene is so like.
fuck me.
That's not how it is, by the way.
Yeah, you have to sit at a fucking
Maybe it
safety.
was in the fucking 90s, but now it's very fucking.
If someone shot me with a fucking like Nerf gun, I'd just be like, trying to work. I'm trying. I can't. I'm trying to grow up. Shut up.
Well, because Nickelodeon was like that was the first. I think they might have done it first. Maybe Cartoon Network was also on it at around the same time because they had like Cow and Chicken and stuff. But Nicktoons was like the first time that they were like making cartoons as like almost as art. I've been in a car with people who've like been on their phone the whole time.
Yeah,
that's very scary.
That's harrowing. You're like, cool. You think maybe you could tweet later?
Have you ever seen those commercials where it's like, it's this like really dramatic commercial where it's like, you know, they go to the, like a girl dies in a car accident and they go to like the funeral and everything and then like.
Boy, this sounds like the foundation for a funny comment.
Well, it's because like then it all culminates to like the police officer going to like the scene with like the mangled car and stuff, and he picks up like the busted phone and then he looks at the text and it just says SMH. And then he shakes his head.
Are you serious?
And then it cuts to the tombstone of the girl and it just says SMH on it.
What? Are you fucking serious?
Yes, it's a real commercial.
That is the stupidest shit. It's like you don't even want to shit on it because the message is so important.
Yeah, well, because it's
so
like
dumb.
is it really that important? Like that's the message.
Of course. Do you remember the Miller Lite commercials? Tastes great, less filling.
No.
It was like a super 80s commercial, but like they were trying to like, oh, yeah, there you go. Nope.
Aw.
Yeah. They were trying to decide like whether the best thing about that beer was that it tastes great or that it's less filling. And like it became like a really famous, no, Aaron.
Sorry.
Became a really famous rallying cry in the 80s, like tastes great, less filling. Like people would yell at each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. Seems weird.
Well, was that just in the commercials, or was that in real life?
It was in the commercials, and it spilled over into real life because it was such a popular commercial.
Huh.
That, like, it would just become something that people would say.
God, I can't believe fucking advertising can influence people that much.
Of course it can.
Like, to the point where it's like they're having fake arguments.
Dude, Got Milk has
Turn
been
into
a
real
campaign
arguments.
for, like, since the early 90s.
Yeah.
Like, everybody knows Got Milk.
But that's kind
Damn.
of like, it's like semi-ironic, you know? It's like, God, milk, ha ha ha. People make jokes about it.
Do you remember the thing before that?
But to genuinely be like less filling or whatever. What was the thing before that?
The milk advertisement before that was milk. It does a body good.
Oh, it does a body good, yeah.
Yeah. And like, it would start with a girl, like, drinking milk. And then a guy would, like, walk in and be like, Jenny's a pretty popular girl. She gets a lot of attention. From me, she gets total attention. She's a milk
Whoa.
drinker. You fucking blew it, Aaron.
She's a milk drinker?
Yeah. Jenny's a milk drinker. She gets a lot of attention. Oh, yeah.
Wow.
That milk was straight up like, you will get fucking laid if you drink milk. There was no question about it.
That's impressive.
Yeah, hey.
I'm impressed that they could do that. And Got Milk is more effective than that?
Well, it was the 90s, so like, they were trying to go for like hipper, faster slogans, you know?
Does a body good.
Yeah. The very first advertisement like that, like with really minimalist words and everything, was the Volkswagen Beetle, where they just had like a white background and they showed the Beetle itself. But up until that point, if you ever like find a magazine from like the 80s or whatever, the advertisements, it'll be like a picture and then like walls and walls of text. Like just describing the product and all things about it. Stop running into fucking...
Sorry. Yeah, I remember that. I especially if you go back to like the 40s or 50s,
yeah.
And it's just all text.
Then there's like not even a picture. And it's just like, cigarettes are delicious. 9 out of 12 doctors agree that cigarettes are fucking so tasty and good for you.
Did we change or did they just figure out what works better?
What do you mean?
Like, did we as a society change where, like, that was effective then and what we do now wouldn't be effective then?
I think it's a combination. I think that naturally works better. Like, simple is always better.
Yeah.
But as the world changed to become more complicated and crazier and more shit being thrown at you, then simple is all people even had time for.
Right.
You know? Which is what the internet is all about.
Easy. Eat too easy.
Too easy. That's Ross's favorite thing to say.
Fucking. You wanna know how to get out of a sticky situation? Too easy.
Too easy. That is terrible.
Great marketing.
Yeah.
For Australia. For here, it'd be terrible
Yeah.
marketing. So there was this, like, commercial on television that was like, what a roach is to a fifth grader. And then it was like a roach, you know, like a little cockroach.
Right.
And then it was like, what a roach is to a seventh grader. And then it was like a marijuana joint.
Whoa.
And then it was like, what does your kid know about things? and so my mom one day, she like pulled me aside and she was like, Aaron, what is a roach?
Oh my God.
And I was like, a bug?
Yeah.
And she was like, okay. And meanwhile, I had never seen that commercial, so like I actually didn't know that like
Right.
a marijuana butt was a roach.
Right.
So she was like implicating me in something that like wasn't even in my realm of understanding.
It's so funny when parents do that. Like, I don't know when they stopped doing these, but do you remember the "It's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are" things?
I remember that slogan, but I don't.
Yeah, just every night at 10 on the dot, like channels used to run that ad, like "It's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are?" And like, I would always, I mean, I was like a fucking nerdy kid that didn't go out, and so like, I'd be sitting right next to my parents, and my dad would look at me like, I've got a good kid, and I'd be thinking to myself like, I'm a fucking loser. God damn it.
He's a good kid, that one.
He's all right. I like him.
Okay.
I just like Sprite.
Yeah.
It's cool and refreshing to drink.
And it helps with snake bites.
Both lemon and lime.
It helps with snake
You
bites.
didn't know that? Have you seen?
that
Have I ever
true?
showed you that ad?
No.
There used to be an ad in Australia, and I don't know if they took it off or whatever, but like literally it was just this guy's like in the outback. He's like, oh, I've been bitten by a snake, and then like this like the guy in khaki pants like just walks over and pours Sprite on the bite, and he's like, won't do anything for snake bites, but it'll quench your thirst, and you're like, what? That was the ad.
But like that would be perfect if it did work though. If they found out that it like somehow worked, they'd be like, just pull some Sprite on the bite.
Yeah, but we had a health and safety like class that we had to do. It was like mandatory, and one of the test questions was how should you treat a snake bite, and literally everyone in the class put Sprite on it.
Yeah.
Attaboy.
Too easy.
Too easy.
I talked about that, right?
Hey, Blink, what?
The
Too easy?
Yeah, right. Have I talked
know.
about it? So there was
fucking know. I don't give a shit.
There is an ad in Australia for KFC, which is an American company.
What, Kentucky's not American?
Oh, haha, yeah, I know. But they had this ad that went up for the West Indies versus Australia like cricket tour, and the ad, and I'm sure some of you might have seen this, and whatever, just tune out if you whatever. They put out this ad, and it was this Australian guy, and he's sitting in the middle of like sorry, what was it? Yeah, it was the West Indies. So he's sitting in the crowd, but he's clearly sitting in the opposite team's like supporting box.
Just keep coloring.
And he's this he's an Australian guy.
Yeah.
So he's surrounded by like West Indian natives and you know people, and so like he's the only like white guy in the crowd. But like so the whole like stereotype, you know, the like fried chicken stereotype doesn't exist in Australia. That's not something that at all exists.
Right.
Like when I tried to explain to my dad this, he didn't understand it. So, but living on the internet,
one of those weirder stereotypes.
yeah, right. But living on the internet, I kind of like was aware of it. But in this ad, this guy's literally sitting in like the West Indies supporter box, and all the crowd's going nuts, and he's like, oh, you know, like, oh, having a bad time. And then he's just like, need advice when you're stuck in an awkward situation, and he lifts up a bucket of fried chicken, and all the people like run in like, fuck yeah, fried chicken, and then eat the shit out of the fried chicken, and then he just looks at the camera and goes, too easy. And this ad was like, made it to the American news, and they were like, this racist Australian ad is making headlines, but everyone in Australia was like, I don't get it, I love fried chicken, why is that racist? And like, nobody got it.
Which is the correct answer,
yes,
by the way.
Yeah, but, and I told my dad the same thing, he made the exact same response. He's like, I don't get it, I love fried chicken.
Yeah, who doesn't love fried chicken?
So this fucking ad, just look up a racist Australian KFC ad, and from an American perspective, yeah, I guess it is kind of racist, but it was just remarkable because they were like, well, this is an American company putting out an ad that is inherently offensive to an American audience.
Well, just because they're an American company, though, I'm sure they have a marketing department in that region.
Yeah, I mean, there's
there to like tap into the local culture.
and
understand it.
There are tons of fuck ups like that. Do you remember the Michael Bay or whatever produced Ninja Turtles movie that came out?
I do.
Do you remember? I keep sniffing. I apologize.
You gotta sniff it out. Sniff out all that crime, Ross.
Sniffing out that
There's a lot of
crime.
mysteries about it. You gotta sniff them out.
So there was there was like a poster made for the Ninja Turtles movie, and it was coming out on September 11. And the poster was literally a burning building and the Ninja Turtles jumping out of the burning building, like towards
And
you.
it just says September 11
It
on
says September Ninja Turtles, September 11, and they tweeted it out, and like all the first responses were just like, are you serious?
Yeah.
And they were like immediately, they immediately pulled the poster. It was like, wow, how did that go over everyone's head? Like, that's
my God.
amazing.
Wow. Yeah, like it greatly amused me that Super Mario Maker is coming out September 11th.
Oh, I saw.
But all the promotional stuff. Oh, that's cute now. Making a polka dot. All the promotional material is like the 11th of September, actually.
Clever.
Different day.
Nothing bad happened on the 11th of September.
I mean, fuck it. I don't care. There's no reason nothing can happen that day.
I agree. We can't let it control us.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna go home to my kids, and I'm gonna teach them how to swim like this. Yeah. And they're gonna be able to swim and have great fun in our pool that I bought with the money that I got from advertisements from the sponsors that I have.
Neat. Oh, and also, Steam, thanks for putting my serial key down the bottom right. That's really cool.
Oh yeah.
I'm glad everyone knows it.
I'm gonna go ahead and
honestly, don't give a shit.
black that out.
Yeah, maybe black that out. Put a little bit of a smidgen on
Does it
that.
even matter? Because you already used it.
No, maybe someone could like claim it and be like, "Oh, this is my CD."
Whoa!
If I hadn't been drinking Gatorade, I was going to say it.
Damn, dude, you would have beat me to it.
Yeah, if it weren't for the sweet brand deal with Gatorade I've got going on.
Oh yeah, how much are they paying you for that one?
God, if I wasn't riding that Riptide Rush.
Are they? Are they paying you in colored sweat?
Yeah. Oh, dude, can you explain this to me? Because I never found out what the hell it was. What was the fucking thing with the Wendy's thing on the Steam Train video?
People got upset at us over.
Yeah, because it definitely wasn't a brand deal.
So we were playing this game, and like we didn't realize, because we never look at the menus,
Right.
that in the bottom right it was like displaying our serial key,
Oh.
like for the game,
Okay.
like the whole time.
Right.
So we were just like, oh shit, that's been up there the whole time. All right, well, we'll replace it with, I don't know, a Wendy's ad. Hey.
Right.
So like,
Oh, but Kevin didn't realize that, like, he shouldn't put it through the entire thing.
well, that's the thing, right? Like, that's what we said to do.
Right.
So he did it, but then like it kind of occurred to us that like for the first 6 minutes there's literally no explanation for why there's a Wendy's ad in the bottom right hand corner. So people were like, "What a bunch of sellouts!" It's like,
That's like, because I saw that there was like a brouhaha about it. And
Yeah.
I saw the video and I was like, that's a really old burger too. Like, they don't sell that anymore. What is going on? And I always forgot to ask you about it.
but I think it was also on top of the fact that like it wasn't a great episode. Like, we
Oh, okay.
didn't know what we were doing, so
Oh, okay.
it was just kind of like, you know, fuel to the fire. But it was really funny. Like the first time like I came in, and I think it was Barry or that was like, hey, so that Trials Fusion episode,
Right.
And like I was like, what's wrong with it? They were like, there's like a Wendy's ad, and I'm like, Oh yeah, I remember that. And they like loaded it up, and the like dislike bar was like 60%, and I was like, "Whoa!"
Whoops. Sorry.
So yeah,
That is hilarious. So yeah. So people got pissed off at you for being a sellout for a non-existent brand deal.
yeah, for a burger that doesn't exist.
That's the best.
So
Oh, I don't even like Wendy's.
I fucking love.
You
Wendy's.
love Wendy's.
Hey,
Yeah,
Wendy's,
yeah.
if you ever wanna, give me a big sack of cash to talk about your burger.
Don't worry. We'd clearly be happy to sell out.
We put up Wendy's ads for free. Imagine what we'll do for fucking.
Yeah. We've been putting out the Burger King, like, the Yumbo burger, like, since the 70s, and it just coincidentally came back, and people are like, oh, you fuckers.
The Yumbo burger.
Dude, I remember that shit from when I was, like, almost a baby.
There was actually a Yumbo burger?
Yeah, it was, like...
What the fuck?
From the 70s and I think early 80s.
Well, I've only recently gotten into Wendy's in, like, the last, I don't know, 4 years. So.
Yeah, well, some of us don't like fiery shits. Hey, you beat Eggman.
Yeah, I did.
I did like a Porky Pig thing there.
You
were victorious.
All right, next time on Game Grumps.
Oh man.
We're gonna have a Wendylicious episode.
Yeah, it's gonna be super delicious. Just like the feeling of when you bite into a delicious Gatorade.
Hot and juicy from Wendy's.
Yeah.
The Portobello Crunch.
Every time I get yellow curry on Eat 24, it's like, how spicy do you want it?
It's so funny how like we say things like that, and I can imagine people think like we have hundreds of brand deals. We have no brand deals. We just like talk. It's just how we talk. But like, if that were a planted thing, it would sound so. Man, when I order Thai food from Eat24.com, oh god, it's so convenient. Available 24 hours a day. It's my go-to website for all my snacky needs.
Well, it's because the whole world fucking functions on brands.
That's true.
It's like I'm playing my Pokemon game on a Nintendo GameCube with the Game Boy player that plays Game Boy Advance games.
Right.
Using my Smash Brothers controller as I'm drinking Monster Energy drink.
Yeah.
Looking at my Sony Vega CRT and looking up a walkthrough on my Razer Blade 14-inch laptop into my Sennheiser Rode microphone.
God, if these were all brand deals, you would have just made like $25,000.
Like everything's a fucking brand, so it's like you can't avoid it.
Dude, in the advertising courses I took in college before I realized that I just hated advertising, that was one of the things they taught us. I'm sure I've talked about this before, but like, on average, if you include like product names on the actual products as advertisements, which of course they are, you are exposed to over 10,000 advertisements every day. You're like super bombarded, and only 10 of them will you, on average, will you register like with your conscious memory, like, okay, that's a Sony TV or something like that.
Yeah.
And of those 10, maybe you'll remember one the next day. So what you have is 10,000 advertisements all vying to be that one that you remember one day later, which is why advertising is so in your face and screamy and like nonstop. And it sucks and I hate it.
Yeah. Yep.
That being said, God, these M&Ms. Could they be more delicious?
What the hell was I talking about before? Oh, I was talking about Eat 24.
Oh yeah, sorry.
I'm cool. Hey, I'm cool. Don't worry about me, I'm cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm way cool.
Shit, baby.
Hey, I'm cool. I'm Sugar Bear.
Oh.
Can't get enough of that sugar crisp. Oh, fuck! Can't get enough of that sugar crisp. Keeps me going strong.
Back to this fucking shit.
Sugar Bear's not gonna get any of my Sugar Crisp. I'm gonna lock it in my safe gun closet.
Hey, Granny. You lock it in the gun closet? Why don't you give me some of that sugar crisp?
Sugar crisp.
You can't keep it from me, Granny. I'll fucking shoot you in the head.
Please, Sugar Bear, don't! Don't, Sugar Bear!
Oh, you
Sorry,
know I
Granny,
will.
but Congress didn't pass any common sense gun laws.
Wow, way to get political, Sugar Bear!
Damn,
Maybe you should have thought of that before you hid your Sugar Crisp away in a gun locker.
can't get enough of that Sugar Crisp. Listen, I'm not trying to get political. I'm just saying I can't keep away from that Sugar Crisp, Sugar Crisp. And I'll do anything to get some.
I'll do anything to get gun reform. If it means getting some Sugar Crisp. Can't get enough of that Sugar Crisp.
Sugar Crisp, Sugar Crisp. Can't get enough of that Sugar Crisp, even if hundreds die.
Sugar Bear thinks he can get my Sugar Crisp, but not right now.
You'll have to pry it from my cold, dead hands.
Well, Granny, looks like I'm gonna have to fight fire with fire.
Yeah.
Is that a Panzer tank?
You know it is, Granny.
Yeah.
Can't get enough of that Sugar Crisp.
Yeah. Looks like I've got lobbyists in Congress too, Granny. Can't get enough of that Sugar Crisp. Didn't count on the tank lobby.
Keeps me going strong.
It's so stupid.
Thanks for joining us on this outdated bit.
Yeah. I like how we
Shit.
even when we make vaguely political statements, they're nonsensical and indecipherable.
Oh yeah.
It's pretty fun. What?
Just fucking love Sugar Bear and Granny.
Yeah, oh, they're the best.
Like I could watch old Sugar Crisp commercials like on loop endlessly. They put me to sleep. Because there's like no music or anything. It's just this
Sugar Bear!
and it's all recorded on 50s mics, so it has that kind of quality to it where you can hear like sort of like it's almost like a record. You sort of that warm like
I don't think I can have Sugar Crisp anymore on account of complications from my diabetes.
That's okay, Granny.
That's okay, Granny. I mean, I wish I could help you, but Congress opposed the redistribution of wealth and is trying very hard to throw millions of people off healthcare. Can't get enough of that Sugar Crisp.
Wow, Sugar Bear, you've really changed since the last time I've seen you.
Yeah, well, I got verified on Twitter.
Yeah. I'm fit as a fiddle. Whoa. I got verified on Twitter?
Yeah.
That's his change.
Anyone can get verified on Twitter these days. Can't get enough of that Sugar Crisp. Keeps me going strong.
I was watching InfoWars with Alex Jones. Did you know they're turning the frogs gay? Can't get enough of that Sugar Crisp, Sugar Crisp. That man's clearly not a lunatic.
The best way to keep guns out of children's hands is to put guns in teachers' hands. Can't get enough of that Sugar Crisp.
I know I won't sleep at night until every home economics teacher has the helicopter gun Jesse Ventura used in Predator. Can't get enough of that Sugar Crisp. Sugar Crisp. Stay away from the sides. Aaron, why?
I was gonna wall jump. I was gonna wall jump to get some height.
Every time. Can't get enough of that Sugar
It worked
Crisp.
last time.
It did not work any of the
yes,
last
it
3
did.
times.
It did work.
Just stay in the middle.
I can't get height when I'm in the middle.
Oh,
Dan, you know I can't get enough of that Sugar
I
Crisp.
can't either.
Keeps me going strong.
Oh, man.
Alright.
God, I wish there was something that I couldn't get enough of. I could sing about a little bit. One more time, baby. With more vague political commentary
Yeah.
thrown in there.
I'm just trying to think of a scenario like
Sugar Bear. I'm in court now because Sugar Bear squatted in my house while I was on vacation. And according to squatters' rights, the house technically belongs to him now, even though the deed is in my name.
That's right, Granny. I just couldn't get enough of that Sugar Crisp.
Is that right?
oh yeah.
What?
Yeah, you never read up on squatters' rights?
You can just break into someone's house and then it'll be your house if you stay there long enough?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, cool.
I know, it's the coolest.
Great job, everybody.
Yeah, I
That can't be right.
No, it's absolutely right.
Even if it's someone else's property?
Yep. It's a super antiquated law that hasn't been
repealed. Is that the right word? Gotten rid of.
Yeah, or just updated.
It was meant to protect, like, I'm probably like way off on the details of this, but it was meant to protect like banks or like renters who people would sell a property to an owner and they like wouldn't use it, and then like there would be some kind of clerical error and the bank would like sell it to a renter or something, or like another owner, and they would live in it for years, and then like, you know, 7 years later, the actual owner of it would come back and be like, whoa, what the fuck? This is my property, and now there's a house and people living in it. So it was meant to protect people to not, like, get kicked out of their homes that they've been living in. So it was like, it had good intentions.
Yeah.
But it's too vague.
Right. Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes... I could see how that would have happened.
Can't get enough of that sugar, Chris.
Sugar Bear, I can't afford... Sugar Crisp because it would seem that these new tax cuts basically help large corporations and the extremely wealthy. I mean, I get a few tax breaks, but they're only temporary and they disappear after a few years. Can't get enough of that Sugar Crisp. Sugar Crisp.
Well, Granny, looks like you better get a better job so you can afford that Sugar Crisp, because I can't get enough of that Sugar Crisp.
Looks like you better be the CEO of Kellogg's.
They keep me going strong. I'm so close, though. Oh, it's so close. Oh, it's tantalizingly close. Oh no!
Oh my god.
Why?
Oh my god, Aaron.
Can't get enough of that Sugar Crisp.
Oh my god.
I know my rights, Granny.
Jesus fucking Christ, I'm losing my shit right now.
I have the right to bear arms, and I am a bear. Can't get enough of that Sugar Crisp, Sugar Crisp, Sugar Crisp. What's another absurd law?
Sugar Bear! I'm going to be homeless because I can't afford to keep my house because I can no longer write it off as a tax deduction under these new laws. Well, Granny. Seems like that's just another thing that sucks for you, doesn't it? Yeah, get enough of that Sugar Crisp, Sugar Crisp.
Well, Granny, you know what you could do? You could give up your possessions to me, including that delicious box of Sugar Crisp. Can't get enough of that Sugar Crisp, keeps me going strong. Maybe you should have a big heaping bowl of Sugar Crisp to keep you going strong.
Sugar Bear, I feel like this new administration is not on my side, but to be honest, I didn't fully feel like the previous administration was on my side either, with certain things. Well, Granny, I think you might just have to learn to accept that in a two-party system, there's a strong possibility that neither party really has your best interests at heart. Yeah, get enough of that Sugar Crisp. Sugar Crisp.
With all the essential vitamins and minerals. Sugar Crisp will keep you going strong, Granny.
We're all pretty much fucked, Granny.
In these hard times, drown your sorrows in a bowl of Sugar Crisp.
Yeah.
Can't get enough of that sugar.
It could be worse. Did you see Putin's re-election? That was a fucking total sham. Can't get enough of that Sugar Crisp. Sugar Crisp.
You want to know why I'm so obsessed with Sugar Crisp, Granny? Because it's the only thing that gives me any sense of joy in this goddamn political system. Can't get enough of that Sugar Crisp.
Okay. Here we go. Here we fucking go. Oh, thank Christmas.
Is that a checkpoint? Is that a checkpoint?
Please be a checkpoint.
Oh, motherfucker, that's a checkpoint!
How long is this fucking... Oh, god damn it.
Can't get enough of that Sugar Crisp.
Keeps me going strong.
I'm going.